Hey guys, back with another video. Actually, I'm recording this video the same day that I recorded my last video, which is the chamber coaching video. And so this one is going to be, he's already in the voice channel actually, which is great. Actually, if I coach you guys, you should do this as well. But he's a sentinel and he's diamond, so a little bit higher, but I think him being a little bit of a higher rank is actually a good thing. So like some of you guys have to make sure that I turn up his audio as well when I join. But yeah, this is our Discord. Make sure you guys join here. Um, here's an invite button. Wait, there we go. I don't know, actually it's not showing. But anyways, it'll be in the description of this video, so you can join from there. And as you see, there's actually quite a few people in here now. Like I said in the last video, you come to react for roles, and you click these buttons here, and you'll get what you need. And also, if you want notifications for these videos, you can click the check mark here. So, so yeah, guys, we're about to join him here, and we'll get started. Hello.
What's up?
Hey, what's up, man? We can go ahead and start now if you want.
All right, yeah, I was warming up in the spike rush.
Okay. So you're diamond, you play sentinels, right?
KJ, yeah.
Killjoy? Okay, perfect. So yeah, I don't know if you know background about me, but I've coached mainly just like duelist players, but you probably found me from the Killjoy video I did, so I should be able to help you pretty decently. But do you want to play a comp game or should we go
No,
into
I can play a comp game.
Okay, perfect. Let me
Just
know.
kind of,
Yeah, you're next spike rush.
yeah, just kind of farting around. Was played a deathmatch to warm up, and
Yep. Do you usually warm up like that in deathmatch or do you use aim lab or anything?
usually it's a deathmatch. I find that Kovacs will just fatigue me quickly, and then I
Yeah,
end up
and
playing worse.
maybe not necessarily translate to Valorant. Okay.
Yeah, and there's a lot of the technical mechanics that I don't have perfect are mostly like um, counter strafing sometimes.
Right, yeah. So it's more useful to like play a deathmatch or a spike rush and then
Yeah, to actually
yeah.
just, jiggle peek, and
Yeah. Okay. So
sometimes it's nerves that just freeze up my decision making.
yeah, crack under pressure maybe something like that. Well, that
There's
makes
a bit of that.
sense though. I'm gonna guess your aim's probably pretty good then, because of that. So I guess we'll see though. But do you play any other agents other than Killjoy or just mainly Killjoy?
No, not really. Just usually Killjoy.
Okay. What do you do if Killjoy's taken?
That's a good question. It's happened a few times.
You can of course dodge, which is fine.
I don't typically dodge. I'll fill. I can play Brim. I started out playing Sage and Cypher,
Okay.
but after the initial Cypher and Sage nerfs, I just couldn't catch it anymore.
Okay. That makes sense. Does Killjoy get taken from you a lot or do you like insta lock her?
No, it's very rare. I pretty much insta lock.
Okay. Alright, I was gonna tell you to have a second character, and I was gonna suggest you learn like Cypher, but if you always pick her for the most part, anyway, it doesn't matter too much. But yeah, I was gonna say Cypher because Cypher has quite a bit of overlap with Killjoy, given that they're both Sentinels and they have similar abilities and stuff. But yeah, so
Usually, if somebody else has already picked
you don't want to go double
Killjoy,
Sentinel, yeah.
yeah, it's usually like I might fill in for Sage, or it's usually there's no one for Smoke, so I'll play Brim.
Yeah. Okay.
Although I don't have any lineups, so
Yeah, that makes sense. So I'm excited to see your Killjoy. Is your highest rank in Diamond or
Diamond 2 was the top that I got, and I'm in Diamond 2 now.
okay? Yeah, you have some potential then for sure.
I was told when I was in Platinum that I have a Diamond level kind of mechanics.
Do you think you're what's the word? Do you think you're like better at aiming or maybe like positioning and like your abilities and stuff like that?
I will probably say that I'm better at game sense and positioning.
Yeah,
A
okay.
lot of the kills that I get are just strictly because my crosshair is in the right place at the right time.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I guess you would expect from a Sentinel player because duelists generally rely more on aim Of course on game sense too, but it sounds like you probably have pretty good positioning.
I'm just not the zoomer I used to be.
Yeah. So, okay, cool. You have any questions for me or anything? Or
At the moment, I think I'm okay.
okay, cool.
Correct. Yeah, I don't typically find myself top fragging
Yeah.
or being at the top of the leaderboard, mainly because I take my role as sentinel pretty seriously. So I'm cutting off flanks, I'm lurking, I'm coming in, planting the bomb. I'm almost never entering.
Yeah, and you're not focused as much on getting kills. Like, I'm guessing if you're in a scenario, given what you just said, to defend the site or or to go for a kill, you'd probably play the objective or play the site instead of like just being a little greedy for a kill.
Incorrect, yeah.
Even if it's like a 1v or like a like a 3v1 or something. So that's very good. That's something that people should definitely realize because especially in lower ranks, not so much maybe a diamond, but people just want to go for kills because it feels sometimes it might feel bad to not go for kill if you have no kills, but or not no kills, but usually I mean as sentinel it's okay not to have the most kills because you're like you said you're not entering. Your job isn't really to get kills, but if you're on top of the leaderboard, that's also of course
I
very
mean,
good.
it happens. It's
Yeah,
happening more and more now as I'm in mid diamond lobbies. Once I get into radiant lobbies, sorry, not radiant,
immortal.
immortal lobbies, it starts becoming less of a thing.
Mhm. All part of the process. You'll begin to like top frag a few times in immortal, and then it'll become more consistent. Then you'll be in radiant lobbies. Have you touched chamber at all?
I have. I did a lot of spike rushes the day he came out with him because I mean, you basically get his whole kit for free.
Yeah, I think he's I don't know. I think it's like he's a duelist sentinel really, but
Yeah, he really is. Yeah.
I think almost I would say he leans more toward uh duelist, but I don't know. I guess it's kind of hard to say because he does have two sort of like alarm bot type things, but um yeah, I think he plays pretty fun.
Ooh, how do I pick?
I'm gonna turn you up a little bit here.
My game volume coming in.
Um, yeah, I think so. Actually, maybe not, unless you don't have the any volume on your menu. What's your sense, by the way? Your DPI?
I'm sitting at 800
Okay, that's
on my
pretty.
mouse. So,
It's pretty solid sense.
let's see here. Let me see if I can get in my Discord settings.
It's no big deal if you can't if you can't get sound. It's all good. Yes, screen sharing and
Yeah, I'm not figuring it out. Hold on. It's possible that it's only because I'm on push to talk.
oh, are you? No, it's because you're not screen sharing the Valorant window.
Ah, okay. Well, let me see how to do that then. Hmm.
You have to. The
Well,
weird thing is you
picking
have
up.
to. Yeah, Valorant has to be open. It's really weird. So like alt tab really quickly.
Oh,
It's
yeah. Hold on. I got it from here. Come on, buddy.
yeah, I know streaming on a server would work, but
There we go. Hold
hopefully it
on.
goes okay.
Start streaming. Screen one. Hold on. Streaming. Okay.
There we go. Hopefully sound's working now. Yeah, it is. Okay,
All right.
perfect. Okay, you can go and queue in whenever you want.
Match found.
Nice queue.
It's the longest queues ever, man.
God damn, it really is. Oh my god, it's map
I
twice.
love it. I love it.
Okay.
I hope I am defending first. I heard you
Actually,
saying in the video today that this is your favorite map. I have to agree.
yeah, it's a great map. I was gonna say you can't really complain about getting insta-locking Killjoy on this map, really, especially
It's
its
so
defense.
strong. Killjoy and Viper. Although we need a Sova here.
Yeah. Last guy I
Right.
coached there against Killjoy and Viper. Oh no. Okay. We jinxed it maybe.
Mm.
Unless bind also
I've had
works. I haven't had a bind map in a while.
this was a solid match for me here. Well, these were all plats. But yeah, just out fragging duelists.
Yeah, it definitely feels like quite nice as well whenever this happens because it's like basically a certificate that you're not only playing your role well, but you're also just out fragging everyone. So
Doesn't happen often, but especially at the beginning of matches because my kit is so strong.
mhm.
The
I,
first 3 or 4 rounds, I'll be way up the top dominating.
yeah, I think a good indicator of if you're doing well is if you have more kills and deaths. Because duelist, for me, I always realize like I press tab and I notice I have like the most deaths a lot because I'm dying almost every round if it's like a close game or something. So or if you're close to even, that's also fine. Just probably means it's a
I
close
usually
game.
find myself like in this game. Here, this is all an Immortal lobby,
Match
Yeah,
found.
and I had the least amount of deaths in the whole lobby.
yeah, exactly. That means you're doing your role well. Mm. How do you feel about Killjoy on this map?
It's weird.
So this is an instance where I would say Cypher is actually better than Killjoy, by at least a moderate margin, unless maybe.
I'd agree with you. The only reason why I wouldn't is his trips are pretty easy to um, guess where they are on this
Mhm.
map. There's not a lot of trick play. Like other maps I found, like there's some really tricky spots. Like I can put it on Haven, on C, on A, on B. I have a lot of trick spots because that's where I used to play. I watched who's that Cipher YouTuber
I'm not sure
with
actually.
the like South American accent. I'll
Uh,
I'll
yeah,
remember later. But he like did a whole thing about where you can put little things
yeah,
where they
yeah,
easily
like cheese
plant, and
trips.
yeah, it
Hmm.
just kind of freaks them out for a second. Um, but here, I tried a couple of matches with Cypher, and it's just there's some spots, but once you put it one place, they shoot there.
Yeah,
And you try again.
I can think of a few. You're right. The reason I think that is because it's quite an open map. But the reason I say Killjoy isn't bad, you probably or is bad. I mean, for it's not like horrible, but it's not like the best thing. Is mainly because her ult is
Oh, the
generally
ult is absolutely useless on
yeah,
this
it's
map.
generally just very bad.
It can clear maybe 2 angles. Like if I put it on elbow, it can clear a couple cheese spots.
Yeah.
That's
So
about it.
other than that, her turret's obviously great still. Alarm bot's not bad, but figuring out alarm bot and nanostorms, I'll be interested to see. So if I full util, that's good.
I switch in between. So here, my favorite spots to put the stuff is
Placing
here.
swarm grenade. Placing
This is a
swarm grenade.
full. This is a full stop for planting. They won't
Yep.
be able to, and it at least buys some time. And then especially on pistol round,
Placing
that's
sentry.
really effective.
Okay, so
If Jet's going up here,
where will you play from this setup?
typically I play from left here.
Okay.
If Jet's there, then I might peek off my turret. The verticality going between that turret and me over here will at least trip them up for a second.
Yep.
Then I can guard mid as well.
So you know it's probably gonna be a hard A already. That's something I might call to my team. There's probably gonna they'll probably be coming out.
Swarm grenade out.
I would reposition here.
Spike planted. Down. Reloading. Enemy down. One enemy remaining.
You know she's probably close. Good job. Okay, so one thing that I realized as soon as the round started is I haven't played this map in a while. Basically, if you're defending, it's pretty good to just like expect A, honestly,
Ace.
because if you think about this map, people almost always go A on the first
Oh
round.
yeah.
So I always tell my team, get ready for A, guys, even if it's not A. Like they're probably gonna not come A now, honestly, but once they get guns, you might see them come back A. But I think he played that pretty well. I don't know. I might have taken a slightly more aggressive position when they put the wall up, but
Yeah, just because our Jett was there, I was letting him do his thing.
yep. Also, it's unlucky that the silver dart scanned you there.
Out.
Yeah, just because they called me out.
Like, guy's probably gonna have his sheriff, so be careful. They're all running on mid. Good flank them there. That's a really good flank.
One enemy remaining. Spike down mid.
Okay, not bad. One thing you didn't use. I don't know if you purposely didn't use your other util.
My creatures move fast.
Yeah, I didn't want to, because I knew it was likely going to be a mid or a B push, so I didn't want to waste the 600 credits putting it down over there.
Okay, that's completely fine. I might have played for a little more aggressive at the out heaven or whatever that's called.
Yeah, just because
Um,
I had the bulldog,
Okay,
and I didn't feel comfortable with a short range fight there.
Placing swarm grenade.
it's probably gonna be an A hit here again.
Enemy spotted A.
Swarm grenade out. Yeah,
Multiple enemies.
spike down A.
No more Sova. Gun here.
One enemy remaining.
Could be mid.
Here.
Here. 30 seconds left. Here. Last player standing. Ten seconds left. Blood.
Good try. I'm not actually gonna try you didn't kill her, but a couple things there.
Sit down. We're not done
Um,
yet.
I would have walked, and one of you want, I would almost always walk. Just because she heard you running, so she's gonna most likely challenge you because of it.
Yeah, I think the nerves got to me there.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
fine.
wanted to
Placing
push up and
Try to take the fight. Yeah, it's a good to actually run, and if you run and then like backtrack, basically. Also, I was thinking maybe, do you ever swap up your nanostorm spots here?
yeah, I put them in slightly different positions each time, and it really depends on what they're doing.
Okay, we can probably talk about that in the custom game a little more.
One enemy remaining. Spike down mid. Cutting their vision.
Okay. Also, since nothing really happened this round, the round before this one, you're holding like
Yeah.
right to the left of where you are right now, and you're watching from mid,
Yeah, like
in the 2v1. The problem with that is think about bridge above you right now. Like she could have came from there and then got a really good timing on
yeah.
the two of you. So
Yeah,
I'm not.
that-
Yeah, I would have just been careful of that. I don't know where exactly the most optimal place for you to be would have been, but
Alarm bot. Placing
I did
swarm
notice that.
grenade.
So
Placing swarm grenade.
yeah, I guess I just didn't give her credit, enough credit to do that.
you ever play the boxes to the far left?
I do, but it's really easy to predict.
Yeah. You'd be surprised honestly, especially if you pop your nanoswarms. They might probably won't
I think
expect
I
you there
might
as
like
much.
mix that in like 20% of the time.
It's good to do like if you do it once, you get a few kills. It's very good.
They're not.
Speaking of the bridge play,
Last player standing.
yeah, I was just gonna say I would watch bridge there. That was weird because your Viper ran directly where you were going.
I
So
don't. Yeah, I guess when I saw her up, I should have rotated back.
I would have.
Watched the bridge again.
Yeah, I would just replace my crosshairs because for whatever, I don't know why the Viper went there, but since she did, I would have put my crosshair there because you know the Reyna was there, and
Yeah, I just my I wasn't fluid enough in my game sense to think like, oh, she's looking there. I should look at a different angle.
yeah,
I
no
kept
problem.
thinking I would trade her.
Yeah, no problem. You know, try playing that box, position everything else the same because I
Yep,
feel like they go
yeah.
A quite a lot here, and that's a cheese spot for the most part, but again, that can get you like 2 or 3 kills in the round. So
Thrifty.
this is a smart play if he drops, honestly, at like the very end. Oh, he's not.
Trust my bots. They only malfunctioned that one time, and honestly, she won't miss that finger.
Sorry, I should probably put myself on full talk because you can't hear my callouts.
Yeah, it's all good though. You can turn on.
I'll do that later.
Okay.
Alarm bot out. Placing
Yeah, and I
swarm
would just
grenade.
hide there. You don't really have to
Placing
peek,
swarm grenade.
but if you hear them running up the site, pop your
Let's play.
mollies. It sounds like they might be toward B. Can rotate through mid with your jet since your jet's already out mid. Can be bottom mid though to the left.
Grounded.
I would walk now.
Center.
They might be rotating.
Oh,
Oh, that is quite unfortunate.
Is
up score.
Just
you
sit
got
in
the
there.
shot on me,
Yeah.
but got information.
Yeah. It's kind of why I
Sure
don't
how
like.
useful it is.
Yeah, it's kind of why I don't, because they could also just double back, but they probably won't go B. So could go mid to B though. Or mid to A. Yeah, that's why I don't like playing Sentinel as much, because like they're, like you're not required to stay A, but like, yeah.
30 seconds left.
It,
You guys are
it
just
does
playing kinda
require
weird.
like
More
some kind of
patience.
mental fortitude.
Yeah.
One enemy remaining.
That's done.
Nice,
Okay.
dude.
So you play the same spot here. Try it again. I think they're gonna come in this time, honestly.
Yeah.
Can I get this? Thanks. Turret out. Alarm bot out. Placing swarm grenade. Placing swarm grenade.
That way they should have an empty spot here, and then
Yep.
pop out and do it. That should give them a little bit of an angle.
And you pop your like right as
Out of
you
my way.
know they're coming up. Yeah, it's gonna be A for sure here. This is a perfect setup for you. Have your patience.
Swarm grenade bounces.
Wow, that's actually really, actually worth it though. Yeah, I think he got like spooked from the dart, and that's quite fair.
Found one.
One enemy remaining.
I think that play works better if my Jett didn't push up,
And he maybe just didn't die. Yeah.
and then yeah, if he baited me.
Yeah, I don't know. Or if she just shot the dart, or if you shoot the dart for her in that position.
Yeah, if he baited me and then shot the dart or something like that. So
So now you can try. You know the box to the right side? That's also a potential box. Yeah. You
This
can
one?
shoot the dart from there. I like how you swap up your turret placement. That's always good. Think
yeah, I
about
want to
that
make
turret.
sure
They might
don't
actually.
know where it is every time.
They might
Yeah,
shoot you through the box there.
Right.
Yeah.
I might. What I would do if I'm going to play this cheese is wait for them to shoot it out, and then peek, because they'll look away. Mid.
Play close left door here. They're probably gonna. They could push you. I mean.
Spike down mid.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't get that.
Not bad, but honestly, you saw they were both not gonna clear the corner, or it kind of looked like they both weren't going to.
One enemy remaining.
If you have a slight amount of trigger discipline there,
Last player standing.
let's watch this real quick. I was gonna say I could have sworn he's on the right side. But yeah, if you had a little trigger discipline there, you would have probably easily been able to
Yeah.
get like 2 or 3. I mean, you did get
Yeah.
2, but yeah. So I'm curious to see how you use your ult here as well.
Yeah, me too.
Turret out.
Hold tab. They can buy you. It's fine.
Can I get this? Thanks. Placing alarm bot.
So I guess you can pop your ult backside if they're gonna push. Something like that maybe.
Here. Initiated.
They can shoot that through the box, I think. So you don't have to be deep cave or rotating. I would reposition. This is where you were when the drone saw you.
Here. Hawk out. Good bird.
Go help A. Your A's dead.
Ah, turret down. Oh.
Spike down A.
Okay, not bad. I would have stayed closer to A. Because that's your primary objective there, is to really just
One
maintain
enemy
control of the
remaining.
site.
Team Ace.
In a word.
I think you probably thought that they were rotating, right?
Yeah, I just had a sense that they would go mid, that there'd be another one there. And I was wrong.
Yeah, yeah. Just when I saw the Reyna there, I kind of had a feeling there might be more.
Need a drop. Placing sentry.
Even though this guy did flash one. So,
Jett, if you want to peek off my turret over here, on left.
Time for a field test. Placing alarm bot. Placing swarm grenade.
You want to
Placing
play?
swarm grenade.
Let's play.
I think they went lurked in mid last time. They faked B and lurked in mid last time that he popped that ult. So he might be mid. I think he's B window actually. Yeah, I think he's B window. Oh. I think shoots so fast.
One enemy remaining.
I think he either has one bullet or none left with the sniper. Good job.
Win. Show me where to go. Need a drop.
Yeah, I do think sometimes it's just the nerves that gets me, and my aim starts to drift, and
Yeah, that's fine. Cause like
yeah.
it's like it's your aim, and yeah, you do crack under pressure a little bit. Like whenever they're pushing toward you, it looks like you kind of you have a high potential to whiff.
Alarm.
Honestly, try pushing through the smoke here,
Placing swarm
like
grenade.
close. I know you're a Killjoy, but yeah,
Yeah.
you play this spot a lot. I don't know how much I like it, but I can show you the alternatives to it because they give them very easy access to A site with that Viper roll.
Player standing.
I know your Jett's
Yeah.
on the left side, but
Yeah, usually I don't have a jet that plays there. Usually the jet will play mid or something, so it's throwing me
Yeah.
off a bit.
yeah, because you probably like to play backside or something. But since the Jett is there, I can show you like where I
Yeah.
would play. I would
Last round in
opt
the
to play a
half.
little more aggressive just because you guys are winning. So it's like if you die, it's not really the end of the world. Especially if they're hard pushing, because it is your. If you're gonna hold the site, you might as well just die on it. Really, as
Yeah.
a sentinel.
Time out.
Especially if your Jett's dying quite a lot.
She's not dying that much, not anymore.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
Alarm bot out.
No, not dying. I guess just like position, kind of weird.
Placing swarm grenade.
It's like she's playing mid now, so. I think your team could have bought you, by the way, for last round, but that's okay.
Swarm grenade out.
Wow.
hey.
Hawk out.
Alright, I have a lot of things I can want to tell you as well. So that's good.
That's what we're here for.
Exactly. Have you called that Silva's 7 HP?
I did.
Okay. Yeah, it's always a really good thing to say. Or just say 1 HP.
One minute. Oh.
Spotted 30 seconds left.
I'm surprised you didn't see that.
Planted. One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Nice. This
Nice
guy's
job,
pretty
dude.
good.
Yeah, he's pretty cracked.
So yeah, one thing I was gonna say is that whenever you notice that you get scanned by the dart a lot. What I was gonna say is usually what I do if I know that Silva darts like the same spot almost every time they push somewhere,
Switching sides.
I'll just pre-aim a crosshair there until he darts and shoot it, so it can't scan. And then after that, the Silva might shoot different darts, but
Target out.
that's fine. So that's a cool trait. I like that.
Sometimes I'll put it here. I think I'm pissed around.
Bot coming back.
It might be beneficial to put it there. That way it sees two angles.
Here.
But I worry about its range. Sometimes it doesn't pick people up all the way from spawn if I put it over there.
Yeah. As long as it covers like
Placing sentry.
the only thing I would worry about is them coming down rope and then coming through the door there to the left of the turret right now, because then that turret inside wouldn't see them. But
Yeah.
Time to
Reloading.
if they mollies, you guys can just wait or leave.
Reloading.
Your Jet has a lurk though, so you just go.
Reloading.
I'll just say go close right here, like super close right. But it's probably my bad. Just that I said that too late.
I should have been closer to the wall in the first place.
Yeah, I would have played close right because I see my Jet where my Jet is, and I know she's probably gonna make a play, so I'm gonna get ready to play off of her.
Who?
Cutting their vision.
This is also a fine play. So this guy's gonna get shot from the left.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's way too open.
That's better.
One enemy remaining.
See, now you notice how everyone on your team peeks him. This is kind of what we don't necessarily want to
Yeah,
do.
it's a little too much.
Last player
Because like this
standing.
is what can happen, but it's already too late for him to win, so. Oh no, okay. Yeah, so I still look at your assist and I don't think you're doing too bad, so.
Face it. Like
Um,
us, but different.
Yeah.
Turret out.
You think forcing a Vandal is the best thing to do here? I'm not saying it's not, but
Not always, but on a map like this, there's so much range.
Mhm.
So long as
Okay.
I stay back and I don't feed it to them. That's
Stealing sight. Here. In this spot. Reloading. Hellcat. Reloading. Blinded. Healing over here.
Could be behind the box to the left.
Reloading.
That's something you can spam.
Turrets destroyed.
He's gonna get that Spectre. Just hold the rate, hold the rate.
One enemy remaining.
Good job. One thing I'm noticing as well, you're, like Sentinels need to be passive, but I think you're a little too passive.
too passive. Yeah, I
Yeah.
worry about that sometimes that I'm playing it a little too passive.
Yeah, obviously we're on attack, but that round you guys have weapons. You should know in your mind that they have much worse guns than you, especially if you have a Vandal. The only thing I would worry about is the Sheriff, but if they're forcing a Sheriff, I just think that's unlikely. But yeah, we'll talk again more about that afterwards.
Yep, yep.
Hawk out. Blinded.
I would just say right now rotate, honestly. Now you guys can just walk midday. Viper has our util set up for Amen.
Reloading.
Drone coming from B.
Reloading.
Could be doors to your right.
Thirty seconds left.
The Viper is probably gonna be here somewhere. Get closer to Viper, trader.
Last player standing. Spike down A. Oh.
It's all good.
Yeah, I should have been closer to her.
I got
Um,
your backs. Just, you know, from the
Yeah.
front.
You guys could try B. Play I like to do a lot is walk up elbow. And just try to get a pick into someone like in nest or something. Or top mid.
Placing sentry.
I want to see you crawl.
I got the
Spectre.
spot. Time to hunt. Stealing sight.
You can even play behind this box because they're probably gonna come here whenever you guys get the spike down. Yeah.
Reyna killed.
I would fall back now. Fall back. Yep. Now you have the kill. Put your alarm bot down maybe.
Placing alarm bot.
Just chill here. Careful window. Behind you.
My terror will pick it up.
Oh, okay, okay.
Placing swamp grenade.
This is good. All I have to do is play your lineups. I don't think it's actually on, but you can jiggle out a little bit. They're gonna be focused on the people there on your team.
One enemy remaining.
Good job.
Tailing over here.
Yeah, I find
Yeah.
I'm usually the last guy alive in that scenario if they're doing a little
Stick
too.
your rolls and we'll crush it.
Yeah, that is fine. I wouldn't hide entirely because, like, especially in that scenario, they're gonna have to push for the spike. So, if you haven't made any noise and your teammates have made noise in that corner, you can kind of like jiggle a little bit, and peek just a little bit and see if you can catch them while they're looking at the direction of your teammate. Because more than likely that's where they're gonna be looking.
Right.
Keep it cool. That's how you survive.
And you did a really good job on the first kill. That was what I wanted to happen.
Get out of my way.
Welcome to my world.
Spike
Good
down.
try.
Attacker spawn.
Yeah, I could teach you some things about confidence, and then obviously I'm gonna teach you things that relate to confidence that comes from a duelist, and you're gonna have to figure out how to turn that into helping you as a sentinel. Because what I'm gonna tell you might be a little too aggressive for your place or for your role, but
I should be able to translate it.
yeah. So
One enemy remaining.
Blocking sight. Healer.
really, it's really about on attack, because on defense it's a little different, but on attack, I mean, yeah, duelists want to push first, but like your life isn't. It's not worth a crazy amount more. Only mainly because you have lineups on attack whenever you get the spike down, but really how often do you get a kill from a lineup? Or how often is that win either
30
round? So
seconds left.
if you can
Not
position yourself
often.
to like get kills, maybe in mid there, if you have like the position for it, because that position was kind of, like where you peeked from, it's not favorable for you, that's why a good reason why you lost
Yeah,
it. So
I was just 50-50. I didn't realize he was gonna tap me that quickly.
oh yeah, it's all good. It's not really your fault, I think, because you did you walked back and you peeked, and it was like
Yeah, I wanted to peek from a slightly
Yeah.
different angle so that he would have gotten the body shot, but
yeah, like that was good. I saw what you wanted to do, but yeah, your team's got this game for you though, for sure.
yeah, they're definitely carrying me.
Match point.
Let's end this.
You guys want to feint A and then run it down mid to B?
That's a good call, because Viper's gonna be here. What did they say? They say want to do that?
I got the spike.
Nowhere to run!
Bot coming back.
You guys can run out B, honestly. I don't think their team knows what's happening.
Blocking sight.
Jett was nest.
Down. Placing alarm bot. Spotted mid. Placing sentry.
Defender spike. One enemy remaining. Reloading.
I mean, GG. Not bad.
Attackers win.
Let's see their ranks, and then I'll go into a
Thanks for the
custom
carry.
game.
Say that again?
I said let's see their ranks, and then I'll open up a custom game. Okay, so not really that surprising. Your Sky was a little bit of a higher
Makes a lot
rank.
of sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Not a lot of impact there in that match. Breeze is not my strongest map.
Yeah,
I'll say that much.
it's all good. I mean, I wouldn't expect it to be honestly. For a few different reasons. So you can stop screen sharing. I'll share mine, and so we'll start an attack. I'll just tell you what I think you could do to improve your game a little bit. But also, let's see. Okay. But yeah, also on defense, a few things we can fix. But how many times did you use your ult? Did you keep track? I can't remember.
Once.
Once. So yeah, basically, so knowing that your ult's gonna be quite useless for the most part, I would just pop it as soon as you get it anyway, just to see if you can
Yeah.
make something small happen with it,
I
like
think
just
I
a
only
kill.
got it twice. I don't remember getting it on attack.
Yeah, I don't. You probably didn't,
Because I
honestly.
didn't really die that often.
Yeah, so I think that might be a problem. I think you do play like a little too passive, which, like I said, especially it's mainly on defense. It's okay to play more passive, but on attack, your whole team's job is really to open up kills to get picks, because the enemy team's defending and they don't want to give you access to the site. So if you get a pick, that opens up the site for your
My
team.
ultimate is ready.
And so I'll just kind of try to think of what you were doing here. So in this scenario here, actually, where you're peeking the Sova, right? And then I think he saw you. Did he see you, like right here?
Yeah, he
And then
definitely
you
saw
walked
me there.
back. So
Yeah.
instead of doing that, like whenever he first saw you right here, personally I would have just walked over here like this. And then of course you're exposed to this angle first, so I keep my crosshair here, expecting any possible scenario. But like, so the thing I wanted to point out, so you weren't carrying spike too much on attack, where you maybe carry like 2 rounds or something.
I almost always picked it up just to get it out of the spawn, and then depending on what my plan was
You
or what
drop
the
it.
team was doing, I dropped it just so
Yeah.
it's near us.
So
I
if,
generally, especially on Breeze, because my my kit is so range
oriented.
range dependent, yeah, range oriented. Like I walk onto site and that turret is useless now.
Yeah. So if you have the spike, obviously, if you die with a spike and they see that, it's really bad, because then everyone's gonna rotate and it's gonna be like, this big mess. So if you drop spike like this though, it's completely fine. So what I noticed, even if you didn't have spike here, you kind of just wait here and you just sit here. What are you thinking in this scenario, like in this position? What are you thinking? Because like your teammates might be here, your teammate might be like, I don't know, like somewhere behind you or something walking up. Are you just kind of waiting for your team?
I guess I'm waiting for my
For
team,
duelists,
and then
maybe?
I'm gonna jiggle peek that to try to get an easy pick on right.
Okay.
Um,
So let me ask you,
I am a little iffy on what exactly to do in this scenario
like it just feels
specifically on
uncomfortable
Breeze.
maybe to
Yeah,
you?
it just it feels like a duelist hotspot, like to
Yes, because it
dash in,
is. Yeah.
flash, and walk in. My kit's not really appropriate
Yeah.
on A.
So so there's one or two things you could do here. So I was gonna point out there is no difference if you wait for your team here to walk up. So if you're gonna peek this, you might as well just do it like right off the bat. The only thing that might vary is, I mean, actually, there's really like where the enemy is located is gonna vary like all the time. So there is really no point of just sitting here like this and kind of waiting for your team. I would just kind of like go right off rip. But another scenario, if you don't like peeking here and you feel like it's a duelist hotspot, you can just, I would almost suggest walking up this way. This is, of course, if you plan on actually pushing out with your team, if your team wants to push. But do you normally sit in cave here? I guess you might.
Um,
Or did you walk out maybe a little bit like here?
Depends on the scenario. It's pretty situational. So if it's a 3v5, I'll probably walk out with my team
Yeah.
and stay over there because my
We said
turret
here?
then yeah, either there or I'll actually be in backside over
Over here.
either there or even a more aggressive angle closer to the wall on backside.
Oh,
Just to
okay.
catch them off.
Yeah. Okay, that's not bad. But yeah, so do you usually go, it seems like you like to come back here a lot.
I do like to play the double tap on the vandal. So I'll pop out. I know I can get 2 accurate hits if my counter strafing's pretty snappy that day,
Yeah, so
and minimal risk. But I do find that I get picked off, and then like if especially if they know I'm gonna peek that, I'll only jiggle peek this. If I get a pick or two, I stop doing that because it's gets very predictable.
okay. So the main thing also in that game you're like at the bottom of your team. So if that's happening, it's okay not to have like a lot of confidence or like I don't not have a lot of confidence, but it's okay not to play like super aggressive because you're losing a lot of your fights obviously. So that's okay if you're losing all your fights. Just but if you're having a really good game and you're on the top of your team, it's favorable to take fights like this because if you're winning more fights than you're losing, then why not try to take them? So
Oh yeah, especially if I find myself out fragging people, then I'll put myself in a position to get more to make more impact for the team. I
yeah,
felt like it's not my strongest map, and then that coupled with the fact that my kit's
Bot coming there.
more useful as a deterrent to flanks.
yeah.
So I'll end up playing passive and play on my swarm grenades post plant.
Okay. So yeah, the one thing I would suggest there is if you're having like a bad game, maybe play closer here because it is safer. I was also gonna suggest you ever play this corner post plant right here. I don't know if this turret would reach that. Let me see.
Yeah, it does. It does. It's pretty much everywhere until you get into the actual planting zone.
Yeah. So would you ever play here or no?
Yeah, I've played that a couple times. We didn't really actually plant on A that often. I think we were having
Yeah,
more
yeah, yeah.
success going through mid and B.
Yeah, that's why I'm just curious because I was gonna tell you this is a pretty decent spot to play if you don't play it.
I like that spot. I do. It's
It's
a
nice and
lot of
sneaky.
this map is like really situational for Killjoy, which is another thing that throws me off because Killjoy's usually not a situational player.
Character, yeah.
Typically, I can pretty much play anywhere on any other map. Fracture being really amazing for an easy retake
Yeah, with your
on
ults, crazy.
with my ult. It's really insane. But then you get to a map like this, and then
It's very wide open.
my ult is practically useless. It's really like even if I get into hall and I plant in a hall, it clears half the site, and then it's really easy to destroy.
Yeah.
So like
Um.
here, okay, that'll clear out a good amount of spot, but then they can open the door and destroy it. They can spam the wall and destroy it, and then they can come from CT spawn
Yeah.
hall and destroy it. So it's
So, I'm actually thinking like this. Maybe if they're pushing A, if you throw this like right the second that someone's like close right here, if you just pop it, then it forces them to commit like a little faster than they would normally, or than they would be comfortable doing, kind of.
right, and
I
then
don't know how useful
I
this would
can
actually be.
catch them off guard
Yeah,
when
and then
they're
you can
trying
like
to shoot it.
you can walk back like this and step all the way back here or something. Um, or if this is
I would
smoked,
probably, if I was gonna ult by left
maybe
titty,
over
I'd
there.
probably go to the boxes or go by stairs. A little bit more cover, and then a little easier to hide and sneak out and get a pick or two.
Yeah. I suppose you could also go like back here, cause I mean this covers most of the site really. Like come out just a little bit, but also I can be shot through that maybe. I don't know. But yeah, one thing I wanted to say. You got scanned by Dart like twice, maybe 3 times, and he always some of us love to shoot it right here, cause just it's like the easy spot to shoot it.
Right.
So like somewhere on this back wall. If you're against a SO, there's a good chance that's where it's going, especially if they're coming A. If you hear that Viper roll A, in my head I'm like, all right, they're about to hard push A.
Yeah.
So I mean, because I noticed that you also did this before we talk about this. You heard them like here, and then they ran a flash. Then you kind of started like you peeked out, and then you realized there's no one out yet, and then you realize you might actually be in danger because the first thing people peek when they come out here is kind of like back in this area.
Right.
So one thing I want to tell you is, in addition to this, is just play off sound cues a little more.
Mm.
So as people, because like, what are the odds if you're pushing A site? This site's massive. What are the odds someone's gonna shift walk up like this, right?
True. Yeah.
So
They're gonna mostly just run
run,
in.
and so until you hear either this metal, or like over here to this side, or the water, because the water is very distinct as well. then that's when you can get ready to like peek these people.
Yeah, I think I was relying a lot on the Phantom. I on the Vandal. I like the one shot headshot it can get from pretty much anywhere,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
generally will put the Phantom away. But I think on this map I should make a point of on defense buying the Phantom more often, or even on offense actually, and then
Um,
just playing tighter corners.
yeah, it's complete fine. It's really preference. This map's definitely it accommodates the Vandal a little more just because of the range.
Yeah,
And obviously, the farther away, it's a little easier to like tap people, but that doesn't mean you can't like spray people that are like close to you, like kind of like the Phantom. It's not gonna be as
yeah.
effective as the Phantom, but of course, when you buy the Phantom, you can't really fight people like this. So it's just again preference. So, but yeah, what I was gonna say is you can shoot the dart. You can just aim like say your crosshair is here, and the dart goes over here. So then you just reposition, shoot it real quick before it scans once. So then because if you get scanned, then you're just basically screwed because they know you're here. You can't really get away without them seeing you,
Yeah.
and you can't really take a fight without them expecting you to peek. So
I think this was probably the perfect map actually for you to watch, because this is
yeah,
the one I probably have
struggle
the
with.
most trouble with, because my playstyle is highly effective for the most part. So I think I climbed the diamond before, like I was mid plat before I really started getting my mechanics far better.
Yeah,
Usually I'll play, a lot of my kit will just freak people out because they don't expect. I mean that's a really nifty spot to put it. It stops the plant. Everyone plants right there,
yeah.
and
So
so
you say
I'll play off of it. But I think because the play style I have is pretty narrow. I only have like one or two ways. I think I should, on this map specifically, um, experiment with like different play styles, like you were saying. Like
yeah, would you say you rely a lot
maybe
on your utility? Maybe is that your
I do,
playstyle kind of?
I do. I'll rely on my utility for either for straight kills, like on Ascent, it nets me kills, especially on defense.
Yeah, and especially
Um,
here, you got like 60% of the or 75% of the damage on
I've
like 3 of
gotten
them.
triple kills just on my grenades on
Yeah,
this map. Like, it's people, they don't even expect it because it's above their eyesight. Um, they just expect it on the ground, and so when it's middle of the thing, they kind of freak out. And if they're caught right here, there's
yeah,
very, especially if they get hit
like
by
right in the
the
middle.
yeah, if they get hit by the alarm bot, they're kind of fucked.
Yeah. One other thing I was gonna suggest, so like this is a good spot. This is a good spot where you put like right here somewhere, right?
Yeah, yeah, just a little bit further up,
Yeah.
because it'll overlap, and then sometimes I'll throw it further out, and there's usually just that little bit of space right there.
Yeah, just a little gap.
Yeah, and then if I find out that they figured that out and they start planting closer to the rail over there, I'll just switch it up.
I was gonna say this spot right here is very good.
I put that there sometimes too.
I just thought this is because like almost every time someone comes out or these team after enemy team is pushing out from here, there's almost always gonna be at least one person that goes here. So if you hear them
Yeah,
or if your alarm bot gets triggered, just activate this one as well, and then probably
yeah,
farther out. You know
sometimes
better than me, but
yeah,
yeah,
sometimes I just get too focused on assuming they're going to take the control and just trying to delay it,
yeah,
and so I'm not. Yeah, that's probably an issue I have, is where I'm not actually trying to stop them from taking control. I don't have that confidence to
yeah. So another way we can
get
boost your
straight through.
confidence is basically eco rounds. Like whenever you're on defense, Killjoy, you don't really want to place as much util on those rounds probably because you can't buy them all. So maybe you throw something down. You're probably gonna put your turret down, of course, because it's free. But I also like that you swapped up your turret positions, by the way. But if you're playing and you lose first round, for example, you use pistol round, and then you have no money, you can't really buy any more util to use until the next round. I would suggest just playing an aggressive spot like this. You could use a shorty, it's quite cheap. You don't have to use a shorty, you could buy armor. I would highly suggest shorty though. I suggest this to everyone. This might feel like omega aggressive as a sentinel or just killjoy, but um, like what do you really want to do on on unique round is just kind of
Get
you know
high impact for low
like try to get
damage.
as many kills you can because they have guns and if you kill them then they're gonna have to force again, which is really bad for them because they're gonna have $0. And so
Yeah.
yeah.
It
So
wasn't. I 100%. I agree. I think this particular match, it wasn't super applicable because we kind of dominated them. I
Yeah.
think there was only one round where, well, there's 2 rounds where I had to ask someone to buy me.
Yeah. But like for example, you play over here a lot. I don't like this. I know there's a Jett over there.
Yeah, I probably should have played with her to try to trade
I would
trade
have, yeah, I
picks.
would have just played like right here or something, or like on this side, because like if you're playing over there, over here, what you're gonna end up doing is just, because the Viper's gonna wall, right? Like however she walls, and then
Yeah,
you're just kind of stuck, and they have access. Like this is default. That's where they're gonna be planting.
right,
So
right.
you give that up, and then
I feel like it
by that
was,
point they have this.
yeah, I feel like it. They only ever got there. I think it was like 2 or 3 times. I'd have to rewatch it, but I
Yeah.
think I was in my head. I was like, okay, that's a really aggro spot for a Killjoy to be. They won't expect me there.
Yeah.
But I
You mean
probably
over
would have
here?
had more. Yeah, I probably would have had more impact. But it's also, yeah, it's super risky because I'm exposing myself to mid too, and I've gotten
And
punished for
you
that.
often just get spammed here in higher ranks as you go up, but
Yeah,
also the Viper roll makes it just really hard. So that's why I would suggest here. I was gonna give you a general rule of thumb, as if you're playing a site as Killjoy, you just wanna probably die defending the site. So unless it's very very optimal for you to just get out or whatever. An example of that might be if it's like a, I don't know, like a 2v1 and your teammates are rotating through spawn. In that case, you want to get out just to retake as 2 instead of taking the 1-on-1 and potentially losing. But if it's like you're just here alone, for example, say your whole team's playing B for like God knows what reason, um, then I would just like try to wait here and like try to timing them, listen for mid, and then here. Honestly, if there's a Viper roll, you can just come through here. There's probably people like close here, so I would just come through the wall, try to predict one, shoot one, kill the planter whenever you hear that, and then if you die, at least you got 2, you know, something like that. Um,
yeah,
as opposed to like sitting over here and you also got droned once. This play was very
yeah,
good.
yeah.
I don't like how you sat super close in this corner though, because one, this can get spammed, and
Right.
two, anyone that is gonna clear this is gonna clear that. So what you want to do, I think you did play this somewhere else, which I was proud of. You play like a little, it's called like an off angle. So this makes it a little harder for them to clear you. So if you think about someone that's right there, if someone's doing this, then this person have to flick like that, and it's gonna be
Yeah,
hard.
I think I did.
You did that
I did
somewhere.
end up. I did end up that round was over here by the wall, and then right before they breached, I kind of moved out and took the initiative to strafe right and then
Yeah,
kill her. I feel like in my head at that time, what I was thinking was, I'm gonna wait. If they peek a little bit, then they'll commit. And I was just holding there until I got the sound cue that they were really close, and then I swung. And
yeah,
they weren't gonna expect that.
yeah. So you're talking about after you killed the 2 of them, right?
It was like right as she entered, I saw her gun and I strafed out. I didn't wait for her to fully
Yeah.
commit.
So, the thing is, if what I would say is, if someone's looking like this, like if you see their gun pointing this way, I would probably go ahead and assume that they're not going to clear you. That doesn't mean
Gotcha.
that teammates behind them won't clear you, so yeah, you do have to be a little bit careful. But that's why an off angle like this is really good. I wouldn't play like super high up because then when they walk in, they'll still see you, but like just a
Right.
little bit out.
Okay.
Uh, and then you can wait. So I think another problem, you crack under pressure like this. So if you someone, you might start whiffing here in this position.
Right.
And we did see that once, and we might see that,
Yeah.
almost saw that here, I think, but we didn't,
Yeah.
fortunately.
You definitely did. I just
You picked it back up,
there's a
fortunately.
there's days where I'm better about it, especially if I've had certain nerve calming agents in my system.
Mhm.
But yeah, today I don't, just to be fully set in.
Yep. So,
But
but just being aware of that's something that you need to improve is very good. Like, just knowing that you crack under pressure, just thinking, like, concentrating extra hard on what you should be doing in this scenario is gonna help you tremendously.
yeah,
So,
I think
um,
just breathing through it and making sure,
yeah,
because
and
I
then,
have the skill to be able to
yeah, exactly.
compete in these high end lobbies. Like
Yeah, and even in immortal lobbies, like low immortal lobbies for sure. So also, whenever you kill the 2 of them, I like you already know this, but I wouldn't have peeked out here and tried to take another
yeah,
fight.
that was silly.
At that point,
I
I would have kept holding this, walk back, and then maybe play over here. And you can play from this angle now because you're in a different position.
Yeah, that was more nerves things. Where I was just kind of like, okay, keep peeking, keep peeking.
Yeah, I could think
Kind of
of,
got into the rush of it and didn't think about repositioning and
Yeah. I could think of at least two scenarios where you should have repositioned. Like here, whenever the Sova saw you and you step back, and you peeked, but you still peeked
I
from
didn't
this.
reposition enough. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would have gone to this side or something. But also when the Sova tagged you above the wall, and you were like right here or whatever, or it didn't tag you,
Yeah.
but it saw you.
Yeah. The drone saw me, and
And
I
it's
just
it's not that
yeah.
the Sova saw you, but it's the enemy team could see you on the map. So
Right.
and if it tags you, it's even worse because they can shoot you through the wall. And then if you're, cause so like once it sees you, once it saw you, I think you were like right here or something, or like here, and then you stood here for a little while. So and
I
I would
would
have,
have been better off probably just rushing since there were so many of them committed on A.
yeah,
Probably
exactly. That's what I would have.
flanking.
Like I was saying, I would have played up here toward the wall, waited for a good opportunity, maybe for the wall to go down, or maybe for the planter to plant. At least kill the planter. If you kill the
Right.
planter at 1-for-1, that's almost as good as getting two, but not quite.
Would it have been a decent idea to go around, flank them from their spawn?
Through here.
Yeah, like if they saw me, okay, they're committing on A. I have a teammate at bridge and one in backside. If I go
Yeah, that's not a bad
rush them.
option, honestly. So like, yeah, if your team's completely given up sight at that point, you can do that. But again, it depends if they have like a Killjoy as well, or if they have something watching a flank. And it also depends. I don't know. It might not be the best thing to do. It might be better to just sack yourself on site for a couple kills.
Yeah.
But what you can do here in this scenario, like I said, like if you have the jet over here, another thing you can do is play here after you put your util on site, maybe. And then from this position, it's much easier and much quicker to flank. So
Right.
because after they get the spike down, so say you're, I don't know, say you're like here and they're planting, because that's probably where you would have been, somewhere around here. By the time you get around to here, they're gonna already have someone watching flank. So you're gonna be
Right.
taking,
They'll have thought about it by
yeah,
then.
they'll already have thought about it. But if you're up here, they might not have, and you might get a better
might be
flank.
enough time to get there. Yeah.
So if you're gonna be here from coming this way, and someone's gonna already have thought about it, you might as well just take the fight here, because you're taking a fight that they know about. Like either way, this one's probably gonna catch them off guard a little bit more, because how often does someone push through a Viper roll like that? It takes a certain type of like confidence for that. So, but
Well,
that's
you
something I would
know,
work on for sure. Is confidence plays, not just this play right here, but on maybe mid or B or a different map entirely. Like you said, this is
Yeah.
probably worst map, so it's very good they were talking about it here. But
Yeah.
you go over to B because we didn't play much B. But do you ever play Killjoy as on defense here?
I have some nice setups on here. I actually play this a little more aggressively here. So what I will do on B, put the turret further back towards the on the stairs. So yeah. So it only no
Over
back
here?
there. Yeah, and yeah, it peeks its head over. It's hard to shoot at that.
That's probably
Um,
not low enough actually, but
Yeah, a
that's
little
fine,
bit
bud.
further back, and then I will peek adjacent to it, to the other side of the pillar.
Over here.
No, to the. Sometimes there, sometimes I'll switch it up. It's never the same, because if they're able to predict it, then.
Maybe like over here you said.
But yeah, I'll play his to the left, to the right. There's a lot of options for me. I can also really quick reposition myself to the
Does this
left.
shoot them right here, or
Uh,
does it try
I
to shoot
think if
them?
it's a little bit further up, it can.
Okay, yeah, that's a good spot. I like that. And then you play over
Just
here
kind
off of
they
it.
focus on trying to shoot it, and then if I'm really cracked that day, I can probably jiggle peek it to get a pick, and then they will at least be hesitant. The other thing I do is go to the right corner over here.
Over
Yeah,
here.
right up there. Yeah. Put my alarm bot. No, much closer in. Yeah, right around there. So this is like, and then I'll put my swarm grenade right in the middle. Yeah. So this is like a version of my ascent lane setup.
Yeah.
They're on lane, they'll try to push through, and I found a lot of difficulty, especially in diamond lobbies, where they just kind of sit here.
Yeah.
And
You put another one maybe like.
yeah, sometimes I'll put one here, sometimes I'll put one on default. Just kind of depends on what they're doing, and I switch it up often enough that I don't have. Yeah, so they're either limited to right there, easy picking. At the very least,
Because you can peek from back here.
they have to leave the safety of that that pillar.
Yeah, and go out here
Yeah.
or push all the way through. But yeah, so that is smart actually. But the one thing about that is, of course, on ascent and lane, they really have nowhere to go. So they either have to go
Yeah,
onto site or they have to just not commit. And with
if they
this,
swarm me and I don't have anybody helping me hold site or anybody decent, then it's not super high impact. At the very least, it'll buy me some time, and usually someone from mid will be able to come up and we'll have 2 or 3 angles that we'll be able to defend the site from.
Yeah. This is good though. I like that setup. You guys should also default.
Yeah, sometimes I switch it up so often. I don't. I have like an idea of what I want to do, but I try not to limit my setup to what I've
Just
seen
that.
on. Like Keo plays a lot. C9 Keo plays a lot of Killjoy. That's who I
Yeah.
based a lot of my gameplay off of.
Yeah.
It just worked with my kind of cerebral kind of mentality.
One
But
thing. Oh, one thing that I've learned is that to play Sentinel or like Killjoy specifically, you have to be pretty creative. So, I'm guessing you're already somewhat creative with your setups, but again, just like to double check yourself every game, make sure like ask yourself, am I swapping my abilities up? Of course, you swap your turret up hopefully a lot, cause like you know,
I'll put
it's
it there a few times. It's actually really difficult to deal with because
yeah.
there's so little. It's kind of like
And
the one
again,
on Bind where you put it on.
yeah, on the thing to shoot this
Yeah, on the
top of it,
thing. Yeah.
especially with pistols, it's really hard to get that one. That's actually exactly what I thought of, but it doesn't matter actually. I feel like turrets do their job quite well, and if they're shooting it, then you know that
They get
they're
used to
coming.
it.
It gets
They'll get to a point where if they know it's there,
they'll get it quickly.
yeah. The time where I change it, especially here, there'll be times where they'll have 4 or 5 rounds in a row where they just don't know how to deal with it
Yeah,
until they figure it out, and then it's less effective. Then I'll switch it up. But I'll leave it in the same position until they can't deal with it anymore, and then from there it's constantly changing after that.
yeah, that's fair. So if we're talking about being more aggressive, if you're playing this site, also I was gonna say if you as you continue to go into Immortal, you find that this is like very hard for you to play as Killjoy. I would highly suggest just trying to like maybe go into a custom game and learn Cypher, but that's maybe like a last resort because I will say that people will have a really good idea of how to like take advantage of you playing Killjoy and higher ranks because it's not a people are very aware that it's not a good pick and if you're if you're on top of them and you know that you can handle that even though they know it's not a good pick and you still like outsmart them outplay them then that's great but um just to
I've been
maybe
meaning to find a different agent for this map because
yeah
it's kind of 50-50 about how effective I'll be. They either don't know how to deal with me or I'm not effective at all.
yeah
And it really depends on
and to be
who I'm
fair
facing.
you can also rotate as well like you can swap sites just to be annoying but yeah so if also we're talking about being more aggressive you're playing this site this spot right here is quite good um but it is like a ride or die spot so if
Yeah, I find
so
that my first shot accuracy is not quick enough to
to
take
play
that
there
fight that often.
okay yeah so
Depends on
pillar's
how
good
I'm feeling. Sometimes I'm just cracked, and then
pillar's
I'll
good
all right,
that's
whatever.
that's good if you don't know about this spot this is also quite good especially if you have your stuff here like this
Oh yeah, I'll play this. I'll play this close sometimes too, especially if they've dealt with this kit a couple times. I'll switch it up where I'll just put the Worm Swarm Grenade there, and then they don't go there, and it's so situational. But there's a lot of freedom for creativity on A site. I should probably play A site more often as Killjoy actually.
yeah maybe also like just going into a custom game and brainstorming what good like potential things are or just think about it pre-round what you could swap up like I said turret doesn't matter as much if you swap it up it's good to swap up like 2 or 3 times but
That's a really good
um
idea because I don't do that as much on this map, and even though it's the one I have the most struggle with.
yeah and it is probably the most important one for you to do that on since it is the one you struggle with most also this spot I know it didn't it failed you in this scenario because you're blind I think
I got a pick off. Oh, I didn't get a pick. I
you
just
got
got like
lots
300
of
damage
damage
or
yeah
something. Yeah.
so but I would try this one once if not twice just to see because if they're pushing like I said A is very commonly pushed so if you're playing Killjoy might as well play here um and so
For
yeah
some reason they didn't expect me there, and I think I can only really get away with that. I play a lot of poker, so it's one of those things where if you mix up what you're doing, people won't expect it.
yeah
I couldn't do
exactly
that consistently, but like two
like
or three
just the right
times I
amount
can do it.
that's
That
exactly
way
what
they're
I
always
teach a lot of
guessing,
people
am I gonna be there?
yep
They
yeah
won't know.
and so like there's that spot there's this spot there's back here you can play back here that's a little bit more passive I can't ping it you can also sit here like I said you should definitely play here on an eco round oh, sometimes if they went on A pistol round they might not come A again but a lot of the time they'll just go A again so You could just sit like
Yeah.
this. People
Pre-Bucky nerf, I used to play this
people
all
might
the time
expect
right
this.
here.
Yeah, people might expect this, but it's fine, really. So, because you can get one shot and then a second, and if you die running away, it doesn't matter. Because even if you get 1 for 1 right there, it's really, really good
That's
on
huge.
eco.
It's a huge impact. Yeah, especially first shot, first kill, first blood.
Even if it takes 2 just to kill 1, because this gun takes some time. You don't sometimes realize how close you have to be to kill someone with this. And it can feel
You have
really
to be
like a
pretty
trash
much on
weapon,
top
but
of them. Yeah.
yeah, but also not as close as you might think, especially if you're gonna 2-tap them. Like right here, someone there would die for sure.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I mean, this range is good. But also you could do this on other maps and other parts of the map. You can play with a shorty right here if you for some reason think they're gonna push mid. And yeah. So you have any questions? I want to wrap up soon, but I'm down to stay here for another 10 minutes if you'd like to ask a few more questions or anything.
I'm trying to think. I mean, most of this
Maybe
was
mid or something.
I want, yeah, some mid play. Yeah, I need some refinement because I'm mostly there. I find myself stuck here in diamond a little bit.
Yeah, I
Like,
noticed, like I said, you're a little passive, so just focusing on that. But also, I'll just go and I'm gonna show you how I would clear mid.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so obviously I'm a duelist, so I'm gonna be the first one in almost always. But so you can maybe differ this a little bit, but it for the most part should be the same. So if I'm walking up mid at the beginning of the round, um, technically they can cross out like this, and if they can cross it like that, they can come down mid and go here or here. But it's unlikely that they'll go here or here. But you want to have your crosshair somewhere. So where do you think I'm gonna look next as I'm walking up here?
Doors.
Yeah, so you want to pre-aim here, because a lot of good duelists or a lot of good players like to peek from there, because they know they can because they know people are gonna be looking like this and not even thinking about that. So, just kind of making sure that all this is clear, and knowing that they can be to the right side of this door behind there. And so what I do now, this is maybe where you and I would differ. I like to just kind of jiggle this, see if there's anyone sitting there. If there's no one
I would
after jiggling,
probably start with a turret right above me.
okay, yeah, that's fine.
That'll do one of two things: either give me information, or it'll distract them enough that I
You can
can
just
dig
shoot,
out that
kill
with a
them.
little bit more confidence. Because
Yeah.
that verticality is difficult to occur.
Yeah, it is. Even for me, it's sometimes hard to
It's
take
a lot of
fights.
adjusting. I mean, most of our aim is left and right. I remember hearing about that's why my crosshair placement is where it is. I always make sure I gotta put it at least neck level to.
Yeah. So what I would do is I would jiggle this like 3 times, and then if I don't see anyone, I would just start shift walking out, and then again place my crosshair here because people do like to sit here and you can see their heads,
Right.
and then also here someone still might peek, and if still no one's peeking, this is where mid can get a little dangerous because you're opening yourself up to a lot of spots. I sometimes push up through mid and flank B or flank nest, but what you would probably want to do from honestly, instead of going here, maybe after putting your turret, you would want to go over here, and maybe work toward A. But again, you're still gonna have to like jiggle here, making sure they're not here. They can be behind that, but probably won't be. They can be left side here. They can be right here.
How much of the how much of that angle does the turret clear? Could you like go up to that box over there to the right?
Uh,
The one you were saying just to your left. That no. To the right,
sorry.
behind you. Yeah.
Oh, over here.
No, behind you now. All the way, yeah, to the right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if they were like, yeah, so that clears quite a bit of that. So if they were trying to hide there,
It
they'd
would be
be
hard for them.
instantly
So yeah, if you put this down off the bat, this is actually good. This is how Killjoy should be used actually. So I don't know where the barrier's like right here, isn't it somewhere?
yeah,
So
yeah, right there.
if you just run up, if you run up and then think about where they can be, if you could just get this turret down, if I could actually get it down.
It takes some
I
practice.
guess maybe probably put it on the hard left since that's like,
The most angle it can clear.
yeah, exactly. So you have a good intuition for that, so that's very good. You're definitely better mechanically than you are with your like competence or aim or however you want to put it. But so that's good. Though you put that there like right as the round starts, so then you know that they're probably not gonna be in that corner, and then they can't really cross from here. And if they shoot it, then listen from where they shot it from. It's either they're gonna be like right here or in nest. So because that's the only places they can be at the
Right.
start of the round. So from here, if there's no one, then you don't have to worry as much. You just kind of hold right here and just kind of make sure that they're not coming out. And then again, being careful of door.
Right.
So what I would do is walk up like this, and then they can be like in elbow because they can push that, but
Yeah, I'm usually pretty cognitive of if there's going to be someone elbow. They don't usually not make themselves known. They're usually pretty loud about them being an elbow.
yeah, yeah. So on attack, like I said, your life isn't worth as much as it is on defense because Killjoys hold down sights, but so that means you do want to play not too aggressive, like maybe not like what I would do and push up here, but maybe play some variation of it and just sit here, wait for a peek. Because you know people get impatient after like 30, 40 seconds and they just think, oh, I should rotate or something. So you just sit here and wait. Because like if you're sitting back there, you have almost no impact, right? And just
Right.
by putting this turret, you're already having a
I'm
significantly
watching,
more amount of
yeah,
impact. So
2 angles, 3 angles if you count tunnel and
yeah, and
having
then
them here. Yeah,
so then you can also think like, where's put my alarm bot? Maybe I should put that over here. I don't know if that's actually good or not, but maybe put it here.
depends on where we're going. I feel like if we're gonna push out through A, I'll put it behind the door for just to make
Yeah,
sure. Well, then the turret does it too.
I can come through here though.
Depends. Yeah, because if I know I'm gonna walk onto site A, then I'll put my alarm bot at double doors for information. Probably not even hidden. Like I'd put it on the angled door.
It's like
Not
right.
the, like I put it to the right over there.
Okay,
Because yeah, they can grab it, they can see it and shoot it, but
like from
it's
here.
probably yeah, because it'll be
They
better
can see
about
here. They can see into here without
yeah,
being exposed to it.
exactly.
Yeah,
That was my thought process. Is that
yeah,
if it's collecting information, it's better there, especially if I'm all the way on site. Because that turret now I have to pull it back because it's no longer useful.
yeah. And it's the same thing. I had the same thought earlier today when I was playing Chamber and had this like same realization. Is like if it's behind here, then you give them access to sit right here, and then they could shoot someone here or like see someone's head or something. Whereas if it's right here, that you're already gonna know that they're there because they have to shoot it, or it's gonna activate
They
before.
either are gonna activate it or they're gonna shoot it. Either way, the information's gathered. It's done its job.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, but again, this depends entirely on like what your team wants to do. I wouldn't be scared to get up at least behind this thing right here. I think if you're back here, and now you can well, at least walk up here, put your turret down, then this is some big improvement.
Yeah,
Now,
I think if I just take that fight more often and get used to people
just used
peeking
to
out,
taking
'cause
fights.
yeah, I get punished from those fights, especially in like low immortal lobbies. I'll try to peek that out and take this position behind pillar and just get tapped.
Yeah, and if you know you're getting tapped in one area, maybe try a different area. But it's mainly on attack, like I said. If you're on defense, you don't want to be taking too many fights because you want to hold down the site. But like this is fine. You sitting here, this turret is what you should be doing on attack, really, to make space. This also allows if you have a duelist behind you as the round starts, and the turret activates, this really allows them to play off of your turret as well.
You think it'd be more effective if when my team is going A, I play on mid?
Yeah, I think that's actually a good idea because, like, think about what you're doing here. You're allowing your team not to be flanked from mid as easily,
Right.
and if
So
they do, that you're gonna have to go through you and
yeah,
your
I'm still
utility.
gonna get the information if someone gets really sneaky and gets behind me and kills me. There's still information gathered there. We'll know, someone's going through like from the left of me. If for whatever reason someone gets the cheese on me.
Yeah,
Bouncing around.
I just had a crazy thought. So you do that, right? Your team pushes A, maybe you're mid alone or with one other person. So you make a play by saying, "Hey guys, my ult's useless on this map. I'm gonna ult mid, and then after the ult goes down, 3 seconds after, you guys push out A." I don't know. You could like throw an ult down. Oh, not there. Like right behind here.
Right.
It'll go up a little bit farther, and then it'll really confuse them, and they might be like, "Oh, they're pushing mid, guys. They're pushing mid." And you guys come flooding out B. Since your ult's useless, or for the most part
Right.
useless, it's like kind of like
I
just a bait and
usually run it
distraction.
as a diversion because
Yeah.
it does not do the same job.
It's just
it
the
does
map's
on
just too
mirroring
big.
enemy.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Because like if you do it here, they're just gonna sit back sight really.
Yeah, it's pretty effective. Ineffective there. That's
So
actually a
yeah.
good idea. I hadn't thought about that as
But yeah,
like a mid diversion.
yeah,
Because it
because
will hold them off too. It'll stop the B guys from pushing through mid, and then
and
the
also
A
like
guys will
here
look
as well.
through here.
So they have to come like all the way through spawn if they want to do that.
I like that.
And also you can put alarm bot maybe if you don't have an alarm bot there, but yeah, so yeah, I like that because now you can just come through here, right? or I mean, when your team's coming through here, you have this whole, all these shenanigans going on. Obviously,
Yeah,
this,
I was just thinking that. I was like, that's really strong. There's a lot going on there. That's a lot more impact than what I was doing
yeah, and this will
before.
probably only work like once, maybe twice. Maybe the second time you can actually push mid with it after you do a fake, and they'll be like, oh, it's just a fake the second time, and then you guys are actually pushing on mid, and you catch them off guard again. I don't know, just like out. I think you have to use your brain to outplay them a lot here on this
Yeah,
map.
I might
So
I might only get it twice on attack anyway. So
yeah,
at
true.
most I get to put it down once, and then maybe I'll put it down again if I. But I don't like farm the orbs
Yeah,
with
that's okay.
Killjoy on
On
this
this
map
map
just because.
especially.
Yeah, if it's Haven, I farm orbs all day long. I'll get 4 ults and a half.
I would say even if on this map, if you get your ult, just use it straight away, because it's gonna be just as useless as it is next round, as it is this round. So
No, I really like that. That'll actually make some impact for my ult.
yeah, and
I've
you
never
can.
thought about it as a mid diversion.
I think what you should take away from this is just like making space with your turret, right? Because that's what we're doing. At the beginning of the round, you place the turret down just like this, and you know that they have to be here or here. So if they peek, they have to be either here or up in nest. And if this doesn't see them, then well, obviously no one's there,
I
or either
can
that or
usually
this is just out of
tell
range.
where it's shooting too based on, especially if I put it left and I go right, I can definitely tell where the rounds are tracing.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's a lot of information based on where they're at. The
yeah,
only thing that gets me is if they double peek me, one heaven, one tunnel, then my nerves get to me and then I end up like aiming in between them. I
yeah,
just have to get better about like, here's the target, put it on his head, kill him.
yeah, exactly. So that's what your turret's good for. I think just making space. Maybe apply it to this map on, or yeah, on attack, and then maybe on different maps on attack. Because I think probably attacking as Killjoy you might have a little bit of a hard time with, other than whenever you ult. Because obviously whenever you ult, it's quite easy. On Ascent, do you ever, whenever you ult, like the corner out, like in Wine, do you know how to like throw mollies for that?
I used to. I have to relearn that
I would suggest learning that and like learning other ones like that, where there's like corners that they have to be in, or like where you
there's a
force
couple of
corners.
them I know, and then I have to practice them in a custom, probably putting them down and doing it just so the muscle memory is there, so I can instinctively know. Because sometimes I get flustered in the action of it.
Yeah. Also on Haven, did you know in short that they can actually shoot that ult if you put it in
Yep.
the corner? Okay,
Yeah,
good.
especially if they have Odin. So I'll,
Yeah.
I'll if I know they're gonna spam it, if I'll know. Usually it's not. It doesn't come as a surprise. There's if I'm in Killjoy, there's guys who will buy Odin and make it known that that's what they're gonna do. They make it a little obvious sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, um, I think I want to wrap it up here, just because we're almost at 90 minutes. But
Yep.
hopefully that was like somewhat useful for you. I don't know how useful it was, but hopefully at least a little bit.
Definitely, it gave me some ideas about variations of plays that I can make, especially on Breeze. But it's giving me ideas for other maps too.
Yeah, perfect. So, I hope you hit, rank up soon. You can message me whenever you need if you have any more questions or anything, and we can also have future coaching sessions in the future. So,
Absolutely, man. Looking forward to it.
yeah, this video will probably go up tomorrow morning. But yeah, so
I'll drop a view and a like, man. I
alright.
appreciate all the help.
Yeah, thank you very much. Well, good luck in your future
All right, brother.
games.
I
And good
appreciate
night.
you too. Good
Yep,
night.
see ya.